Hello friend, today's topic of this video is gitignore series. Actually it is a series of the git, and today we will talk about the gitignore in a more deeper sense. The previous video that we have created is on the gitignore and how it is ignoring the unwanted files that you don't want to push to the remote. Today we will talk about what is the relation between gitignore and the tracked files, or how the gitignore actually works. The concept is that .gitignore only applies to the untracked file. First of all, we will prove this with a practical use case, and if by chance you have tracked a file and then you regret that this file has to be pushed to a .ignore, then how would you resolve such situation during the git in the version control? Okay, first of all, why we say the word that the .gitignore file only applies to the untracked file? Let us prove it with the help of some coding, or with the some, we can say that code, or we can practical session. Let us assume that we have the two members. One is the member 1 and another is the member 2. Okay, we have created the two members, and please follow with me. If you have any issue, don't worry, I will try to see your issues in the comment section. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that, for example, this is my one repo, and I'm going to clone. For example, they're the two members, the two team members. They're cloning the same repo at the same time. Okay, let me go to the member 1. So, okay, cd ls cd ls. Okay, so if I do ls here and see where I want to create the members, let me create the members here in this. Okay, so let me create the member 1, mkdir. So this is the member 1, and let me create the member 2. Okay, two members has been created. So let me go to the member 1 in one, and in the another let me go to the member 2. So cd member 2. Okay, now the two members are working. One is the member 1, another is the member 2, and at the same time they have cloned the repo. So this is my repo. Okay, and the member 2 has also cloned it. Okay, now the interesting thing is that I'm going to the member 1, and let me see what the branches are there in the remote section. So I will type -r. Okay, let me go to a branch that I would like to work. Suppose team is working on this particular branch. Okay, let me see something. Okay, now what I say is the first statement that gitignore only works on untracked file. Let us prove that. Let me create any file, maybe let me name it as tracked file. Okay, now I do a ls. Let me see the git status. It will show this file in a working directory which is untracked. Now what I will add it by, and once I add it, it will become in a tracking stage. Now I commit this file, and with a command that learning gitignore with tracked file. This is what we are going to learn here. Okay, now let me do a git push gently. It will ask me the username, me putting the username, and instead of a password from August 2021, it is accepting the access token, which you can generate it in the git by visiting your settings and the developer setting. You can easily create the access token. Let me put my access token, please. Okay, I have put my access token, and now you see that this particular file has been pushed to my appropriate branch where I am working it. And the name of that file, please try to remember with you and follow with me. What it is the tracked file, because I am learning, and has been pushed 1 minute ago. Now after working for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, I came to remember that okay, this is just an unwanted file, and I don't want another members who are working with me, they should pull this file. So what I understand one concept, that gitignore is a file where you can keep the files which won't be pulled back by the other people or even by the me. But that time I don't understand the concept that it only works for the untracked file. So what I did, according to my understanding, I opened the file which is quickly dot gitignore, and I just added this particular file which I have pushed it, which is the file I have posted, this file, and I say that okay, I added this file, and I become very happy that okay, the file has been added. Now what I will do is that I will push the gitignore to the remote. Let me see the git status, and I just git add dot and then git, I made a commit here that is pushing the new entry in the dot git ignore file. This is what I did it, okay, simply because I know only that time I know this concept only, that ignore file means you are ignoring some files that you don't want to push or pull it. That was the concept I built it before I made this video. Then what I did is that okay, again I say that it needs an assess. So okay, and I became very happy. So I assume that okay, this file has been added to the gitignore, so any other member who is going to pull the again code won't get this file. But that time I don't remember that this file is a tracked file. This file has been pushed to the git. So if this file is pushed to the git, it will be pulled back by any other member. Now the member 2 was working, so let me see his git status. Okay, let me first go to okay, now let me see the git status of the second person. Git status, it says that the branch is up to date because all the files which is in my local are also there in the remote. Now let me do a git pull. So once I did a git pull, what it says that let me do an ls here. So when I say learn, okay, and first of all let me see which branch it is. So it is very important to, okay, it's in the branch, but we are not in the brain branch, we are in not in the main branch, we are in the another branch. Let me go to that particular branch where we are. So we are to the this branch, okay, and let me do an ls here. Okay, so you see that when I made a pull, this particular file has came to this, and you can also see that why this file has come to this, because this particular file which I have added to the gitignore, if you see the gitignore, this particular file which is added to the gitignore is added after I made this file into a track stage. So it would be pulled by any of the member who is working with me. Now how to resolve that? So there are the two ways. One, you can delete this file from the local and push to the remote, as well as there is second option, you can follow this simple instructions. For example, member 1, he can say that git then rm with -r with the flag called as cast. This is a flag, and which is the file, I think this was the file we have added it. Okay, once he did that, he just make a commit that okay, so this file is removed from remote. Okay, so this is the comment that he made it. Then he says that okay, please push these changes to the remote branch. He added his username, and then instead of password, the API token, let me add my. So I have added it, and definitely now when you see here the tree structure, so even though it is present here, just let's go first of all to the remote one and do a refresh of that, and you see that tracked file.txt is not there, that is a success. We have deleted this particular file from the remote in a very effective way. So this is the commands that we can apply to remove them. Now the member2 is also there. So the member2 just put the git status and it is up to date because all the files on the local are also there on the remote. Then he do a gentle git pull. So when he did a git pull, he can see that this particular file is being deleted. And if we see the tree structure here, the file which we have removed from the remote is also removed during the git pull. Again I go to the member1. So I see that again this file is present, so might be there is some cache issue. So again I am going here and see the ls, but still it is present even though I made it. So what is how we can do it? And I did the git pull, again it is up to date. So when you have made a change which is reflected in the remote, but maybe for some reasons it is not reflected in your local, first of all you can do this function git reset with the flag called as a hard and reset your head here. Perfect. Then do git clean with the two options -f and -d, and once you do that, clean with the -f and the -d, and then do a git pull. Okay, and now see the tree structure. You have even done a git reset hard head, then you have done the git clean with the flag -f and the -d, and then you did the git pull. You have to see the change, but still it is not happening. Let's see what's the reason for that. Don't worry, this is the member1, whereas the member2 as well as the remote has seen the changes, but the member1 has not seen the changes. Let me see why there is a problem with the member1. So again I can see this file is there. Let me see, let me again go to the member1. So member1, and let me go to this, see the git status, it should be up to date. Perfect. Git let me see all the files. Okay, the tracked file is there. Let me again try to reset it. Might be, I don't know what happens. Git reset with the hard flag, and we need to set the okay. Had is that now this file is removed from the remote. Okay, now let me try to git clean with the flag -f with the flag -d. Okay, and then I try to do a git pull, and then see the structure. Even though it is here, it is says that this file is removed from the remote, but I don't know for what reason this is not working. Let me try again. Reset head, then clean -f and the -t, which is right. Let me try to do with only f, and let me see the tree structure, but still it is not removed, though this file has to be removed when you do a git pull. But let me see why it is not removed. Okay, I got the reason why it is not removed, why these commands are not working, because this is the file that I have created here and I have pushed it to the remote, which is the member1. Then I then thought that this file is not needed, even though this is there in my local system, but I don't want other members to pull this particular file, and even it should not appear in the remote. That's why I applied the command git rm-r cached, and this works a magic, so it won't be affected by the member2 as well as it won't be affected in the remote. But since I have created this file in my local system for the member1, so it would appear there, so it does not makes any harm to that. But what is the target that we need to achieve is being achieved. So again, in a nutshell, what I see is that, so what the command step 2 that you need to do is that, so when you made any file which is tracked and then you don't want other pupils to pull that change. So how, and let me write what is the heading: how to make the tracked file not to be pulled by the other members or the other collaborators. So here dot gitignore will not work. So what are the commands which is going to work? Git rm -r with the flag called as cast and that name of that file. Okay, and second statement would be git commit, you commit it, -m with the message that you would like to commit it, and the third is git push. That's all. So G should be small. uh, yeah, so this is the three statements that can help and work for you. Let me give a code block to it. Okay, so this is how this works. So sometimes if the operation is not done with the help of a dot gitignore, you can use this particular code, three lines of the code, to make the things happen, so that the unnecessary file which were pushed by you to the remote accidentally won't be get back by the other members who are working with you. Thanks again for listening to this video. Bye bye.